He's not who most people imagined would be Pope. Born in the US, shaped by Peru, and now leading the Catholic Church, he speaks multiple languages, holds dual citizenship, and spent most of his priesthood serving far from the spotlight. On May 8, 2025, the world watched as white smoke rose from the Sistine Chapel, signaling the election of a new pope. When he stepped onto the balcony, millions around the world asked the same question. Who is Pope Leo XIV? This is the story of the most surprising pope in history. Let's take a closer look at the incredible story of Pope Leo XIV. To understand his story, we must begin thousands of miles from the Vatican, in the heart of the American Midwest. Robert Francis Prevost was born on September 14, 1955, in Chicago, Illinois, at Mercy Hospital, located in the city's historic Bronzeville neighborhood. Raised in a devout Catholic family of French-Canadian and Irish descent, young Robert was immersed in faith and service from an early age. His parents instilled in him a deep sense of purpose, compassion for others, and an unwavering commitment to education. As a boy, Robert was thoughtful and academically gifted, but what set him apart was his inner calling to serve. While other children dreamed of becoming doctors or athletes, Robert found himself drawn to the church, not out of obligation, but because of a sincere love for God and a desire to help others. He attended Catholic schools throughout his youth, eventually enrolling in seminary studies where he began to explore his vocation more seriously. After discerning his path, Robert joined the Order of St. Augustine, a religious community known for its intellectual tradition and missionary work. He pursued advanced studies in theology and canon law, which took him to Rome. There, on June 19, 1982, he was ordained a priest by Archbishop Jean Jadot, a key figure in promoting social justice within the church. Father Prevost's early priesthood wasn't centered in the familiar parishes of Chicago, but in the mountains and cities of Peru, a country he would come to love deeply. He was sent to Chiclayo on Peru's northern coast, where he worked as a missionary, pastor, and educator. He became fluent in Spanish and was embraced by the local communities for his humility, approachability, and tireless service. For decades, he served the people of Peru, often in remote and underserved areas. He didn't shy away from challenges, whether they were logistical, spiritual, or political. His leadership style was calm, consistent, and grounded in the belief that the church must walk alongside the poor and marginalized, not above them. His work did not go unnoticed. In 2014, Pope Francis appointed Father Prevost as Apostolic Administrator of the Diocese of Chiclayo. A year later, he was named Bishop of the diocese. He continued to serve with deep pastoral sensitivity and became known as a People's Bishop. That same year, in 2015, he became a naturalized citizen of Peru, further solidifying his lifelong bond with the country. Back in Rome, church leadership recognized his unique experience. An American-born priest with a missionary heart, a theological mind, and deep roots in Latin America. In 2023, Pope Francis elevated him to the College of Cardinals, making him one of the highest-ranking officials in the church. As a cardinal, he was tasked with overseeing bishops and clergy worldwide, and he became known as a bridge builder between cultures, nations, and generations. Then came 2025. Following the death of Pope Francis, the College of Cardinals gathered for conclave. After several days of prayer and deliberation, they chose Cardinal Prevost, recognizing in him a balance of tradition and progress, intellect and compassion, global understanding and pastoral warmth. When he appeared on the balcony of St. Peter's Basilica, the world learned the name he had chosen, Leo XIV. The name Leo carries deep meaning in church history. Pope Leo XIII, who reigned from 1878 to 1903, was a champion of workers' rights and social justice. He is remembered for his encyclical Rerum Novarum, which laid the groundwork for modern Catholic social teaching. By choosing the name Leo XIV, the new pope signaled a desire to continue in that legacy, focusing on the dignity of every human being, the challenges of modern society, and the church's mission in a fractured world. For Americans, his election was a moment of immense pride. Though Pope Leo XIV is a Peruvian citizen, his birth in the United States marked a symbolic shift. For the first time, someone shaped by the American experience, its diversity, challenges, and ideals, now stood at the head of the Catholic Church. Leaders from around the world sent messages of congratulations. Social media erupted in celebration. Even former U.S. President Donald Trump offered his remarks, calling the election a historic moment for America and the world on his Truth Social platform. But perhaps more important than the headlines is the tone Pope Leo XIV has set since his election. He speaks often about peace, dialogue, and healing. He has emphasized the need for humility in leadership and for the church to be a refuge for all people, not a gatekeeper. His early homilies have touched on global migration, environmental responsibility, and the importance of interfaith cooperation. He has also shown signs of continuity with Pope Francis, emphasizing a church that reaches outward rather than retreats inward. At the same time, Pope Leo XIV has begun assembling a diverse team of advisors, balancing experience with fresh perspectives. Whether addressing the faithful in Spanish, English, or Italian, his message is clear. The church must be present in the world, listening and serving, not judging and retreating. At just 69 years old, Pope Leo XIV brings energy and experience to the role. His unique background, a blend of American birth, Peruvian identity, Roman training, and missionary service, positions him to lead the church into a new era of global engagement. As we look to the future, many are asking, what kind of pope will Leo XIV be? Only time will tell. But if his life so far is any indication, we can expect a papacy defined by compassion, courage, and a deep commitment to justice, not just for Catholics, but for the whole human family.